Hi, it's Dr. Manali from IFR Family. Today I'm going to be talking about stress, hormones, and weight loss. Now, a lot of different hormones can affect weight loss. One of them is your cortisol level. When you're under stress, your body's cortisol level increases. That's the fight or flight response you may have heard of. And that then causes an increase in your blood glucose level. So now you may feel like you feel better after you stress eat when you're stressed out, and that could be correct. Some studies do show that when you eat fatty or sugary foods, that helps tone down the response your body is having to stress. And this is important to recognize because you may think that you're eating a lot of food when you're stressed out related to self-control or discipline, and that's something you need to work on, when in fact it may be a normal hormonal response that your body's having. And if you address that instead, then that can help you stop or cut down on your stress eating, and that can help you lose weight. Now, this is assuming that you don't have any cortisol hormone level problems to begin with, and that you're not having trouble sleeping. Surprisingly, sleep can affect a lot of things, including your cortisol level, and that can keep you from losing weight. So if you are having sleep problems, it's important to address that first. Now, as far as your cortisol levels, the most important thing is if you can reverse the thing that's stressing you out, that would be the best, or stop doing it. Sometimes that's not possible, though. If it's your job that's making you stressed out, then you may not have an option, and you may not be able to do anything about your source of stress. If that's the case, the next thing you're looking at is how can you sort of stabilize your cortisol levels or decrease your cortisol level stress response so that you don't end up stress eating in response to being stressed out. And the first thing you can do is consider the type of food you're eating when you do get stressed out. Because when you get stressed out, your blood glucose levels go high. If you eat more sugary food, on top of that, that's going to make your blood glucose levels really high. And besides the fact that that'll make you gain weight, it'll also it'll also negatively affect your blood glucose regulation long term. And over time, it can make it harder and harder for you to lose weight. So it's important that when you do get stressed out, you try to eat foods that are low in sugar, like low glycemic index carbohydrates, or low fat protein, like nuts. And that will help stabilize your glucose levels until your cortisol levels come back down. Now, the other thing you might want to know is there anything you can do to sort of bring your cortisol levels down as far as foods that you eat? And the medical studies on this are not that great. There's very little data, but there are a couple of things you can try. One thing is eating a piece of dark chocolate every day, and the other thing, a small piece. And the other thing is drinking a cup of black tea every day. And I linked to the studies in the text. But basically, those studies show that possibly doing those things every day can decrease the response your body has to stress, and your cortisol levels won't be quite as high, which means your blood glucose levels won't be quite as high. So you may not feel like then eating as much, or you won't have as much of a response to stress eat. And that's something you can try. Because the data is not that good, I would say that, if you're going to try that, I would try it for 1 month maximum. And if you don't feel like, it's helping or that you're any less stressed out or stress eating any less, then I would just move on to something else. Now, the second thing is going to be exercise. Now, that does have good data to support it, and also the type of exercise you're doing. Now, one of the ways exercise works to help you when you're under stress is that it keeps your cortisol levels low throughout the day. Now, initially when you exercise, your cortisol levels will be high, but then the rest of the day studies show that your cortisol levels will be lower, and so then you'll have less of a response when you're under stress. And that's how exercise can help you deal with stress. Now, some studies do show that different types of exercise help your cortisol levels be controlled more than other types of exercise, and the difference is low versus moderate versus high intensity exercise. So if you started exercising and you don't feel any less stressed out, then it might be worth trying to change the type of exercise you're doing to see if that helps you feel less stressed. And then hopefully will make you eat less as well. And the third thing is mindful thinking or meditation. Now, studies also show that this does help decrease your cortisol stress response when you are under stress if you're regularly meditating or people who have learned how to mindfully think. That's a little bit more of a long-term commitment because it takes time to learn that. And there's a couple of ways you can do it. One is that when you're immediately under stress, you go and meditate instead of eat. And once you get good at it, that's a good thing to do, but you may not always be able to do that, if you're at work or something like that. And the other thing is once you meditate regularly for an extended period of time, you'll start learning how to mindfully think so that even during the day when you're under stressful events, you can think about it mindfully and sort of control your stress response. And over time, that will help you sort of decrease your cortisol stress response, and then you won't feel the need to eat as much, or you will recognize what it is and then be able to do something else instead. And one of the easy ways to get into meditation, I think, is if you, I've never done it before, one thing to try is kind of like a vinyasa or a flow yoga, which has a lot of mindful thinking built into it. Not like cardio or Bikram yoga, because that's a little bit more intense. But low-key yoga can kind of help you get into meditation if you've never tried it before. And also you could try some apps that can help it be easier to get into. I like Calm and Headspace, but there are a lot of apps out there that you can try for meditation. That's all for this week. If you're not already on the email list, you can sign up at ifforafamily.com and get my free guide, How to Lose Weight Without Cooking or Calorie Counting. For more pictures of what I'm eating, you can follow me on Healthy with Dr. Manali. And for more videos, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Manali Desai. I'll see you next time.